I'm back again, gun strap packing in more metaphors and lyrics from this young man. R.A.I.N is the boss, spitting lyrics once again.
Reveling Approved Information Now, episode 18. Another day, another crown. Strive for greatness worldwide. DMV Pride, Maryland. We out here. How you feeling, young Sammy? Mellow with the hoodie. Sammy, what's goody?
What's good with y'all?
KLM.
Yo, how y'all feeling?
My man KLM in the building. Huge round of applause, man. Shout out to everybody. On this podcast, we got Burnie Sanders. Basically, it was a conference. A young brother, the young king, asked Burnie Sanders, what is the proper way to not get shot by the pigs? Then we also going to talk about Mark Zuckerberg on trial for the Facebook discrimination against us as far as African American and brown folk. He don't want us to talk about our struggles and our pain. A lot of people got blocked on Facebook. A lot of people became victims. And you know, it's just an unfair situation. And we had a video when we talked about what was going on with the Pope and what happened in Brazil, because they burned down the forest. And we talked about a lot of the hidden stuff they had in Brazil. And it's crazy because KLM actually educated us on the last podcast about what happened. And if y'all was paying attention, it's the same type of material. You feel me? I don't know if KLM remember or not, but
You talking about with the Pope?
nah, we used basically the same thing as Brazil with the, you know, the kid scandal and sex scandal, sex trafficking, all type of crazy stuff. So we talked about that before, and they blocked my videos when I was trying to bring awareness, because it's a lot of our black women and girls is getting kidnapped and sex trafficking here in America. And I always talk about it all the time, and I won't stop. And shout out to y'all, because that day everybody kept resharing and fighting for the video to get back on there for the people who support the podcast. And they got right back on there within 2 days. It got on there because people did their thing. So shout out to y'all, man. But we about to get into some stand up from the late great legend Red Fox, and then we're gonna get into the topic of why were pig shooters? How can
you big dummy? One of the first black politicians in Mississippi. You ran for the border. Hello, Sadie. Darling, that's my girlfriend, 80 years old. Sadie, sweetheart, Sanford Sun's #1 fan. The camera on her, give her a shot. Cut it out. Some young folks here. I used to be that young, just pigeon milk. How you, sir? Japanese? Indonesian. I spent 12 years there one night. War veteran. I was wounded in Newark, New Jersey. You're pretty if you were just darker. Yeah, I don't want no white woman. You see me with a white woman, I'm holding her for the police. Of course, I'm no idiot. I prefer Anne Margaret over Shirley Chisholm. I prefer Maury Wills over Shirley Chisholm. I'm only serious. Yeah. No, there's some ugly chicks, too. I know. I had one. About 15, 20 years ago, I don't remember what it was. I guess she just uglied away somewhere. Ugly, looked like crime in the face. You ever seen them kind of chicks? I like ugly women, though, because they don't ask for nothing. Because they know they ain't going nowhere. Let's sing something now. What's your favorite piece, dear? You remember? Don't remember. We'll do something else then. Just a request. Just a request. We'll sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat Gently Down the Stream. Merrily, 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 merrily like a dream. On the downbeat, every human being in the room, please. Don't try to solo. Just blend. Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Hope your dog dies. Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Just the girls this time. Men, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now you others. This is good old stuff, vaudeville. You remember that, don't you? Where you get your tattoo? Very good. A first on television. Relax, man. This is a relaxed audience. Close up. You think I haven't suffered? I was so drunk I didn't even know it was there. I drink because my dad used to drink a lot. Yes, funny or sad? I enjoy the glad part when the check comes. Because I'm going to take it and try to do something else with it. See, I have a little town in Oklahoma, Taft, Oklahoma. I'm chief of police there. And I'm going down and do something great for a city. And I'm going to build a town into a city and try to make it a little bigger and a little bigger. And help youngsters do something. Yeah. No, it's true. If you ever get through Taft, Oklahoma, you'll know what I'm talking about. I went through there about 3 months ago and saw that kids had to go 11 miles to the swimming pool. So I'm going to build one in Taft so they can stay right at home and swim to be there in the spring. Well, I'm going to leave you now, but first of all, I want to tell you, and last of all, please buy my album. It's coming out soon with a hit record I wrote myself. It's going to be a hit, I swear to you. It's a love song. It's got to be a hit. Please let it be a hit, Lord. I'm not begging. I'm trying to explain. I need a hit. It's called I Love You, Darling, if you never have any cash money in your pocketbook during your entire life in this world. But I won't be with you, darling. If you never have any cash money in your pocketbook during your entire life in this world or anywhere else, you might go with nothing. Because I don't need nobody to help me do bad. I can starve to death by myself, sugar. So try and forget me. But always remember that I love you more than any woman I've ever known in my life. Because that night I went up to your house and got drunk and fell out on the couch and went to sleep. You didn't mess with none of the money that was left in my wallet because you must have known deep down in your heart. If I'd have came to and found some of my hard-earned money gone, I'd have went home and got a 2x4 that I've been soaking in motor oil since 1953. And I'd have came back searching for you. If I found you anywhere on earth with any portions of my money in your bag, I'd have took my greasy 2x4, knowing that it wouldn't break, bend, or splinter, and try to cave your skull in with it. Cha-cha-cha.
Force management major. My question is to you: if I was your son, what advice would you give me the next time I pull over by a police officer?
Hold that mic a little bit closer.
I'm sorry. If I'm your son, what advice would you give me the next time I be pulled over by a police officer?
Next time you pulled over by a police officer, I would do my best to identify who that police officer is in a polite way. Ask him or her for their name. I would respect what they are doing so that you don't get shot in the back of the head. But I would also be very mindful of the fact that as a nation, we have got to hold police officers accountable for the actions that they commit. And that is, so to answer your question, I would be very cautious if you were my son in terms of dealing with that police officer, but I would also defend my rights and know my rights and make sure, if possible, that police officer's camera is on what goes on.
All right, man. Shout out to Red Fox. Rest in peace, man. To the legend, Sanford the Son. Definitely one of the best shows of all time. I'm not sure if, KLM, you ever watch Sanford the Son?
Or not that I can recall.
Okay. I dig it, bro. I dig it. In general, what do you? All right, because I'm gonna start with you, KLM. In general, what do you think would be the best option to do if it's a pig in the cart? Because Burnie Sanders said just to listen to everything that he say. And you see incidents where we don't do nothing and we still listen and we still get shot. So, you know what I mean?
I think in a part sense he's kind of correct, because you see some people use their pool, which is kind of understandable. Like, but I also think that the fact that cops can get away with so much that they do, like for example, a female got threatened by a neighbor that said they was going to shoot her, and they tried to talk to the cops, and the cops ended up arresting her, all because she was like, how can I calm down after having a gun pointed in my face?
So, I mean, I know hopefully she didn't get charged.
Nah,
but
the charges got...
So he just arrested her.
Not only did he arrest her, he slammed her on the ground. And she only had to weigh like 105 pounds.
Make probably less than that.
Then you see another example where a guy was told to cut off his car while he was in the car at the gas station. And the cop pointed
I seen that one.
Gun,
we actually reported that one on the podcast.
Yeah, and was like, he has a gun. Then when he stuck his hands out the window, he was like, oh, cut off the car. Cut off the car.
And this is like another incident that we talked about on the podcast with the Queen. She accidentally hit an elder who was in, handicap, but she accidentally hit him with a car, whatever she was doing. And the cop was like, get out of the car before I shoot you.
You big dummy.
That was his first response.
That's
so
crazy.
With that being said, and then he can be like, I didn't tell you to get out of the car. I'm scared. Bye. So you feel me? Really, what's going on? Like, Sammy, do you being the youngest youth on the podcast, what do you feel like is the option? When you get behind the wheel, what are a couple things, or what is something that you feel like should be, or not? I'm trying, my fault, word it correctly. What do you feel like would be the best move in your opinion? Like, what would you do, bro?
You just gotta stay calm. Make sure that you don't do nothing that could scare them or make them think that you trying to reach for a gun or anything. But the fact that we had to talk about this is kind of ridiculous.
I agree.
So, what would you do? Like, as far as you staying calm, are you saying you basically agree with Burnie Sanders, just abide by everything? Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's the best course of action, because, yeah.
I would say, personally, keep a camera on you at all times. Like, if you can afford car cameras and shit, and it's sad that I gotta say this, but if you can afford putting cameras in your car and setting shit up so something like that is likely to happen, especially if you're a person of color.
So basically you saying you telling niggas in the hood, don't spend your money getting them tents and the rims, nigga, get them cameras.
No, your safety should be first.
Okay, both.
Everything. Or if you can get both, get both.
Right.
It's your money at the end of the day. But like, so the cases for them won't be dropped, so more of them can get affected, because we see it happen like every week, but every week we only see like maybe one or two, but it's like dozens of these cases keep on coming up.
And this is another case. This is a brother. When he was with his queen and his little baby in the car, he had a gun permit, and he told him, y'all got a gun in the car, but I got a permit right here. They seen the gun and it is fired off on him. They was like, put his hands up. He did that, and he got killed.
And you know what's crazy?
Right next to her, bro.
Not federal.
So it's like a lot of people who try to abide by it and do it the right way, because a lot of people in our community do have to carry firearms. Not only in our community, in America, period. Because you got people shooting up schools, so everybody paranoid. We live in a day and age of everybody being depressed with anxiety and paranoia, and it's a lot of drugs. With a lot of drugs, some drugs give off paranoia type, you feel me, effects, and a lot of people will get trigger happy. I feel like a lot of people, that's why it's more people that's incarcerated for guns than others. What was you saying though, bro?
First, I want to say, because it's too easy to get a gun in the United States like in any other country. Like, the background testing and shit is poor at best. Pretty much anybody that's of age could get a gun. And the kids are getting easy access to guns because parents got guns. That's why people are kind of like, why the fuck do you need a assault rifle? Yo, that's a military grade weapon. Why do you need that? Like, I understand protecting your family, but that just makes you look suspicious. Like,
but you do know a lot of people, and we have to say allegedly for, you know, legal purposes, but we already know what it is. A lot of people from the military sell these guns back to people on the streets.
Yeah, it's a crazy cycle.
Yeah, and people get into these street wars, and you want whoever get the biggest gun make the rules most of the time.
Yeah,
whoever got the most machinery. But yo, Sam, like, so, and basically before I give the mic to Sammy, my thing is, I don't know. It's a real confusing thing, because if you try to abide by everything, it's a possibility they're gonna try to go upside your head and you wanna defend yourself. This is why stuff, you know, like organizations like the Black Panther Party was important, because they police the police, or at least having a group of people that police the police. Basically, when a police officer interacted with anybody, you feel me, that was a victim, they basically sat there the whole time and made sure nothing went wrong. They followed them down to police station. They made sure nothing actually went down, bro. Like, Sammy, before KLM get the mic, bro, like, what's your final thoughts on all this? And if you have any message out there for people, you feel me, what would it be, bro?
I say the best message is that we all just gotta come together and as one and fight against it. Let them know.
And continue what you saying, Sammy.
Then we gotta let them know that this is real serious and it need to be stopped, like, immediately.
Fact though.
I honestly have a theory about this shit, yeah. Like, I know it's gonna sound crazy off the bat, but with guns, I think they're more fearful of black people illegally owning guns, just because of what happened with the Black Panther situation. We see when we get guns, we get organized.
How dare you blame this on the Black Panthers?
I'm not blaming it on the Black Panthers.
I'm joking.
I'm just saying, I have a theory on that. They don't want another result like that. Like, look at, we're becoming the center focus cash flow in the United States.
Bro, they don't want us to have power, period.
Yeah. That comes into it.
Listen, the rules is literally set up where immigrants have more power and rights than you as a citizen in America. How does that even make sense, bro? You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people, some people have issues with them. I know the food be hitting, and you can contest that the food be hitting. This is not to take a jab, but we gotta keep it a buck. A lot of these trucks, these food trucks, don't even be having these permits. You can't just sell plates, bro. You need a permit.
You know what I think?
And a lot of these food trucks, they don't get caught up on it. People eat, they make business, and that's all pocket money, no taxes. You feel what I'm saying? And that's no hating on nobody hustle, but it's just saying that that's an example of letting people know about the rules. And yo, Qdoba is good, bro. But this is letting people know, and you know, Qdoba is not on the food truck. That's to let people know. Some people know what Qdoba is. It's better than Chipotle. But these food trucks be crazy, and the people like, yo, why can't I have the same opportunity to sell grandmama dinners, auntie dinners? You feel me? All that, bro. What's up, Caleb? Talk to us nice, bro. What's up?
I think
I can't hear you, bro.
I think two things should happen. I think first, the standards of immigration should be somewhat smoother. Or
what do you mean by that?
Because it's proven that becoming a citizen is extremely tough, and the fact that it's a war zone going over there.
So you feel like it should be easier for him?
It either should be easier, or we should work on, because when they come in, they know more about America than we do.
Oh, hold on. When you say over there at war zone, what do you mean?
in Mexico.
Oh, so you think only Mexican or immigrant?
No, I'm just using them as an example. Because usually when people talk about immigrants, they go to being like, our border.
Yeah, that's true, but they've been talking about more than just Mexican immigrants. They talk about a lot of Haitians, Jamaicans.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not getting locked up and having ISIS.
They are also in the camp.
Not on the same level as people that's coming from Mexico.
I dig. Let's get into some music real quick. We'll be right back. This sad and alone and desperate. You feel me? Midnight, Hickey, Reveling Approved Information Now, episode 38.
Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch. I've been online, trying to find my next bitch. Tried to give you my heart, you just tried to test it. So now I'm sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch. I've been out with the bros, ain't no watching Netflix. I've been out doing drugs, worried about my next flick. You been calling my line, saying I'm with that chick, but I'm with the gang, and we toting mad sticks.
I'm lost in my mind, thinking about you when I'll be gone. I've been out dreaming all along. Yeah, now I'm on my own wave. Yeah, I'm getting paid. Niggas out here got big plans, to escape. These niggas out here try to cop me. These niggas really try to cop me. These niggas wanna ride the wave. I've been doing my thing. Skyscraping and it's on me. Doc Martin boots, don't try me. Yeah, nigga, it's slow hickey. Yeah, nigga, it's slow hickey. I had to stack my bread just to go and spin that shit real quick. I just did a music video last night. How many niggas really living that life? I've been out here living my dreams. Splish, splash, the money that I spent. Yeah, I made it all right back.
I'm surrounded by these flashing lights. I'm living life and I know I'm not living right. I'm living life and these niggas stab you in the back. Yeah, with a knife. I ain't playing no more games. I take your life, you know who it be, nigga. It's midnight. I've been through so much pain and sacrifice. I'm gambling my dreams sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch. I've been online, trying to find my next bitch. Tried to give you my heart, you just tried to test it. So now I'm sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch. I've been online, trying to find my next bitch. Tried to give you my heart, you just tried to test it. So now I'm sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. Sad, alone, and I'm desperate. I've been feeling that way since I lost my ex bitch.
Where's your hat?
I don't have. I'ma hit you in your heart like I'm fucking Cupid. I'ma leave you there looking stupid. Like how did he do it? Motherfucking saving money like I'm fucking Jewish. You got fangs, now it's time to prove it. I'm a soldier going back to the motherland, hoping that you understand that I ain't the same man. Like damn, I'm talking like a motherfucker, talking like it's me and you. Like how do you do? These niggas going crazier than cartoons. I'ma break your bones till they turn blue like you caught the flu. You guys gonna see what it do. Please know that I warned you about the open book. Look out for the fangs, they bite. We come out at night. I'm aiming at your head with this motherfucking scythe. Yeah, you know the goons looking for a fight. No worry, you won't be going home tonight. Yeah, you know what time it is. Sitting in sin, ready for a bite. Yeah, right in the life. Yeah, gone for the night. Mine see everything. See my mother losing sleep. Mine see everything. See the drug dealer trying to make ends meet. My eyes see everything. My eyes see everything. My eyes see everything but the sadness in my own life. For the rope is hanging on the line. Right there in my life, gone for the night. I'ma hit you in your heart like a fucking Cupid. I'ma leave you there looking stupid. Like how did he do it? Motherfucker saving money like this fucking Jewish. You got things, now it's time to prove it.
Man, the triple X is the wickedest. Suck my wicked dick. Fuck the law enforcement, ratchet in my glove department. I keep the moolah on the medulla, I keep the Medusa on the belt. I'm by Mom Dukes, mulas, and smoke moon rocks. I feel like $1 million with indica on my blunts. I wake and bake with orange cuds, then I pound a puss with morning wood. A bitch hit my gas, she grasps my gonads. I give them orgasms and have a gasping for air. I've been dope since Killer Camps, purple haze, wrist like the pearly gates. I won't stop till Brenda saw my baby moms. And on the side, I'm stroking hip hop with my pink cock. I have no morals, I need a Marlboro, fuck tomorrow. Drowning in Moscato, my motto. I fuck nothing lighter than a mulatto. Tryna rap of a Quasimodo, I'm colder than mono. You can't go with mono with my monotone, you moneycomb. I shoot at the cloud, these bullets like I sent the God. Verses like a Senegod, I'm still chasing my first high. My Dicko is my third eye. I sip Houston wine, in the car in my Garcia Vega. I smoke haze to meet Jesus and Zeus, I'm zooted. You can smell Hennessy when I'm breathing. Get the heckler for sneezing like Hannibal Lecter. I'm like Heath Ledger, I put Xans in my promethazine.
Amen.
I'ma hit you in your heart like I'm fucking Cupid. I'ma leave you there looking stupid. Like how did he do it? Motherfucking saving money like I'm fucking Jewish. You got face, now it's time to prove it.
I'ma prove what they already know. This kid is nasty with the fucking flow. So magnificent, the rhyme flow. Nasty, water flow. Where you gonna go if you fuck with these kids one more time, bro? I don't understand the situation. Burnie Sanders, oh, that stole want me have my reparation. That's some sucker nigga type situations. I am sitting back, steady blazing. In the bathroom with KLM and Reveling XXX. This shit feels so amazing. Y'all don't get the situation. Hotel, late night, just sitting back, watching anime, feeling amazing. Taco, eating fried chicken. I can't believe this situation. Anyway, back to the point. It's time to get a reparation. Anybody that's against that, you gon' die in a critical situation. That casket that Lucius was running the river years. That's the situation. Motherfucker asking questions, I don't believe him at all. They want me lose, but we can never fall. Reveling pride to obey in my veins. If you think I'm losing, then you are insane. You might as well load the 9 to your brain. Take the Mac 11 and blow your whole goddamn face away permanently. So you can no longer say the stupid shit that's irritating to me. And everybody,
I'ma hit you in your heart like I'm fucking Cupid. I'ma leave you there looking stupid. Like how did he do it? Motherfucker saving money like I'm fucking Jewish. You got face, now it's time to prove it.
Chairwoman Waters, Mr. Zuckerberg, I want to get through a number of questions. Diverse asset management, fair housing issues, diversity and inclusion, and privacy and security. Diversity and inclusion is very important to me, and it's personal for me. I've been here before with Facebook about the lack of diversity and inclusion. I've discussed this repeatedly with your company over the past years. I'm vice chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and the Congressional Black Caucus, for the record, has had multiple meetings with your company, and here we are again. Let me get into asset management. Certainly that's a large industry, as we know, something like a $70 trillion industry. Facebook has more than $46 billion on record in cash or cash equivalents and marketable securities. Are any of these funds managed by diverse-owned companies? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Congresswoman.
Yes or no?
I don't believe.
So I take that as a no. You have a stable of big law firms that work on your legal cases around the country. How many diverse-owned or women-owned law firms are contracted by Facebook? Number. Just give me a number or range.
Congresswoman, I don't know.
I take that as I don't know. How many women or minority partners work on these cases?
Congresswoman, I don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head. But
did you review the packet? Did you review the packet that went out in notification to you and your team about what was included today, and diverse asset management was in it? Did you read that?
Congresswoman,
There's a piece of legislation that I'm working on that was in the packet. Did you or your team review it? I mean, everybody's talked about your scholarly resume. Did you review the packet that was sent to you from this committee? Obviously, that's a no. Let me go to something you introduced. You introduced Laura Murphy. So you know who Laura Murphy is because you said her name, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you hired her as a consultant, and in your opening statement, you talked a lot about civil rights. I think we should probably phrase it a little differently, that you work with civil rights work is because it's a result of the number of lawsuits that you've had. NAACP, even Secretary Ben Carson filed a fair housing lawsuit against you for violations. So let me ask you this. Do you know what redlining is?
Yes.
Okay, then you should have known better. And maybe if you had real diversity or inclusion on your team, somebody in that room would have said what you were doing when you looked at what you were doing in the housing, how you were redlining or using zip codes to eliminate people from getting information. Now, have you read the report that Laura Murphy sent to you? You've talked a lot about diversity, and you introduced her name about this great study in her work. Have you read it? Do you know what the recommendations were? Do you know when she issued the report? Yes or no?
I've seen the report.
Okay, tell me what the top 3 things were, because I have it right here. What were the top 3 things in her report? Somebody talked about lying in this committee. I'm only saying.
Well, one of them was around housing ads, which we've talked about. The other was around setting up a civil rights task force.
And who's on the Civil Rights Task Force?
Sheryl Sandberg is the person she's...
What's civil right? Okay, we know Cheryl's not really civil rights, so I'm trying to help you here. She's your COO, and I don't think there's anything, and I know Cheryl well, about civil rights in her background, so come better than that for me, if we're gonna talk civil rights.
You big dummy!
It's an internal task force.
Do you know who the firm that you employ for civil rights is?
Congressman, I don't know.
How could you not know when you have employed the most historical, the largest civil rights firm?
You big dummy!
To deal with issues that are major. And this is what's so frustrating to me. It's almost like you think this is a joke. When you have ruined the lives of many people, discriminated against them. Do you know what percentage of African Americans are on Facebook?
You big dummy!
In comparison to majority folks? Do you know what the percentages are?
Big dummy!
People using the Facebook.
Yes. Do you know what the percentages are for African Americans?
I don't, because we don't collect the races of people.
Well, it came out in a report and in the Pew Research Center that was sent to you. So maybe you just don't read a lot of things that deal with civil rights or African Americans.
You big dummy!
I have a lot of questions I'm going to send to you that I'm not going to be able to get through, and I would like an answer, because this is appalling and disgusting to me, and I yield back.
All right, man, Facebook with the bans and KLM, he knows about it. It happened to us with the podcast. They banned one of our videos when we discuss a lot of topics. They can't really ban it now because of the fact that the information also came out with the Pope, with his scandal, and a lot of other people with these scandals. Also, the scandal of Bill Cosby, the evidence been false. People who are laughing at the documentary of Michael Jackson keep listening, because Oprah is the one. See, I don't know if Oprah canceled or not. And I seen she had a commercial for some pizza. I said, yo, that pizza look good, but Oprah goofy, so forget that pizza. But so it's a lot of people that's getting sued for the Michael Jackson rumor that he had anything to do with it. His estate is suing everything, and you are losing, because, and shout out to the age of 2020. That's the age that we're about to get into, and it's about to be hard, and the truth will come out, bro. And Facebook doesn't really hire a lot of us. KLM, as somebody who uses Facebook, how does that make you feel? The numbers of discrimination, because Facebook is like everybody's life, but we are the culture, so of course our numbers will be on Facebook that high. You feel me? But this is crazy, bro.
You big dummy.
Like, what's your opinion on that on right now? You're not really that surprised that they've been finessing us, bro. It's man.
I'm saying more people. I think I've been saying this on every episode, y'all. But I think more people need to stop being so fucking complacent. Like, that's how you really gonna get shit done. Like, we talk about the system being evil and stuff like that, and that's good to talk about it. But taking initiative and doing shit, either if that's working in the system to be a judge, be a mayor, or whatever the case may be, or working outside the system, it should be something to better your community instead of just being like, oh yeah, the man is keeping us down. Because we know that we experiencing the pain with you. So I feel as though if we all played some type of part and came together and stopped being on this petty bullshit, then we can actually get shit done.
Or just being the niggas that basically support from a distance. You feel me? Pose like niggas be supporting and stuff like that. If we act like them, then we'll never actually fully know, and we'll never actually fully get anywhere. You feel me?
Yeah. Like,
so,
this shit is so irritating to me, because it's like, I'm trying to do my part at least, or something, and it's like, how many people out there will? Because everybody's in a mindset of, I gotta stunt on these bitches, I gotta stunt on these niggas, I have to be whatever, I'm gonna do what I want to do in life, and my success doesn't mean I'm gonna help you out.
But ain't nobody want to stunt in the name of Jesus. I'm joking, bro.
Fuck Jesus.
You said what?
You heard me. Fuck Jesus.
Yo, did you just say fuck Jesus on this podcast?
Yeah.
You a nut, bro. Yo, you really a goofball, bro. Yo, this guy's crazy, bro.
Like, matter of fact, since I brought it up, I think the way that we use Christianity is a detriment to the black community, especially.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just putting that out there.
Sam, you want to touch on that, or you want to touch on the Facebook scandal myth? It's gonna be interesting, because we can get in the free flow, but we can start right now. Kaylin's spicing it up. Talk to us nice, Sam. What's up, man?
I don't got it.
All right, so Sammy said he don't want to touch on the scandal, but he want to touch on something else that KLM said. And I'm watching this Chipotle commercial, and Chipotle is not better than Qdoba. Before you answer KLM, what you like Qdoba? You ever had Qdoba?
Never had that, but Chipotle is definitely good. So until I have it, I'm gonna say Chipotle is definitely better.
Can you eat Chipotle every day for like a week straight?
I can't eat any food any day.
What's your favorite food?
Probably pizza.
Yeah, pizza gang.
But I can't eat that every day. It's not something that's enjoyable to me after like one time.
You like spicy food or sweet?
Do I like spicy or sweet?
Yeah, or sour.
I guess spicy.
Oh yeah, now I can talk about Jesus.
I know what KLM favorite food is. Your favorite food is hot food, because you is going to hell.
Oh, I can talk about Jesus.
Yo, them questions, go back, ask Sam the question, and I'm going to give Sam the mic again so Sam can, give his opinion.
So Sam, do you think the form of Christianity is damaging to the black community as a whole?
Nah. I think everybody has their own beliefs, and a lot of people say they're Christians, but they don't actually follow what Christians do. Like, I know I'm a Christian, but like, I don't really go to church or anything, but in my mind, I still believe in God and like everything He does. But I just feel like church is not necessary.
Okay, so do you believe that the book is true? Because I'm about to break down a lot of shit.
Sure.
Okay, so when you think of Jesus, not God, but Jesus, do you think Jesus is real?
Anything's possible. So yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I don't like Christianity is the simple fact it's used to manipulate people. I probably didn't say that right, but it's like you never see a big example where Christianity, at least in recent years, has helped. Like in the civil rights, yeah, but it's been a lack ever since then. And now we're figuring out the Pope is going around having sex with girls, with black girls, underage boys and girls. And it's like, what the fuck is going on, y'all? You can't even rely on the church no more. That's why I say fuck Christianity, because this is what they've been doing for centuries, son. Even if you look at medieval times, they was crucifying and fucking people up. But they was like, oh, have pity on Christianity because at some point in time, it was outlawed. But then when it rose to power, it was like, okay, fuck that shit. Anybody that's not Christians is gonna die or be enslaved or some other shit. Like, I think Christianity is fucked up, son.
That's not just Christianity. If you go to other places like Buddhism and all that, they have their own things too. But you just speak of Christianity because you're from America, so you don't actually know the other religions.
That's true. Other religions are damaging to where they're from. They still have dark history. Don't get me wrong, I'm not just saying fuck Christianity. It was just the first thing that popped up in my mind. That's why I'm like, I'm kind of neutral. Is there an afterlife? Is there not? I don't know. That's why I'm enjoying the time I'm have here, because I don't know what I'm going to face when I die. Everything that we pretty much believe in is around assumptions, or how we feel, or what we was brought up to believe in.
Yeah.
So I don't want people that's Christians to be like, oh, what the fuck is he talking about? He off his shit. I'm just saying, especially to our community and coming from America, Christianity has fucked us and continued to fuck other people's lives.
And what KLM is saying, and we're gonna get back to it because we about to get into the music break, and then we're gonna get into the free flow. And yo, keep conversations up like this, bro. And Sammy, if you got anything you want to say, we also thought, dive in. Definitely want you to participate more. I appreciate you being on the podcast. It's been a minute. iTunes Sammy is back. You feel me? But he's saying, well, some people always say this, and it's funny because you remind me of that man off Good Times, Michael Boss, and Michael was thinking about becoming an atheist in Florida, like she was ready to beat the fro of that boy. That's because we're taught the only believe in Christianity, because Christianity is the dominant religion in America. And a lot of people feel like, it was used, a lot of people in our community say it was used to hold us captive and make us be submissive. Because you forgive. And that was one of the religions that got brought up. Not only Christianity, but a lot of people come at Christianity a lot for that. And what Sam said, a lot of people do have and portray Christianity in the wrong image, so it does make people not want to rock with Christianity, and people always want to put their own twist on it. And you do have a lot of people like pastors that take advantage of people that are in their congregation, and as well as the Pope and a lot of other stuff. So I understand what both y'all were saying, and people say it from both perspectives. If we want to keep this conversation up, that'll be dope. But we about to get into some music real quick for the break. Y'all stick around, it's getting real good, man. Reveling Approved Information Now. We about to get into that. Never Change for Change. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. Check it out right now. Neverland.
charge you about the
Another day, another crowd. Yeah.
They were good, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Talk to him, AK.
Bitch, I do my thing.
I just do my thing.
That would never change.
Nah, never change.
That would never change.
Nah, never change.
That would never change.
Yo. No feelings, no love lost whenever my top secret's off release. This blood in the rainbow like blood on the leaves. They say blood thicker than water, but it's water that spread life for my family trees. Relatives often bring stress or joyfulness, so either time it's time to blaze trees. Smoke a spliff got me higher than the boy fishing on DreamWorks. I took a lot of time off due to mental health issues, but now it's time for me to put in work.
Bitch, I do my thing.
I just do my thing.
That never change.
Nah, never change.
That never change.
Nah, never change.
That never change.
Jim Crow still alive, niggas still like to change. Economical warfare with the purpose of extinction is the only thing running through their brain. The China white and hair on hair, Maryland, like I matched with Luke Kane. The biggie still killing us unlawfully, what a goddamn shame. You can get murked in your own house for nothing now and get all of the blame. We still getting set up and that would never change.
Bitch, I do my thing.
Do my thing.
That never change.
Nah, never change.
That never change.
Nah, never change.
That never change.
Yeah. This black man was still at graduation or Shaquille. I already told you ain't no biggie, you can't stop the rain. A-Mac been at 60%, but that album sound just like a hurricane. This black man feels no pain like Luke Cage. And this black man with arms is still head hard, just like Jax. My cousin booked over some goofy shit, so it's another day, another crown until they free D-Max, yeah. I love you, boy.
Bitch, I do my thing.
That
would never change.
That'll never change.
That would never change.
That'll never change.
That would never change.
Nah.
Bitch, I do my thing.
Album on the way, y'all.
That never change.
I just gave y'all something light.
That never change.
Album went through something like a hurricane.
Tell me They used to tell me, boy, you need to hit the block, yeah. They used to tell me that I never reach the top, yeah. They used to tell me I should give it all I got, yeah. They used to tell me they was real, but really not, yeah. They used to tell me that I need to hit the block, yeah. They used to tell me that I never reach the top, yeah. They used to tell me I should give it all I got, yeah. They used to tell me they was real, but really not, yeah.
Said, let me get spiritual, I'm the digital miracle. All this money going around like it was spiritual. You niggas hysterical, you need to just let it go. Or I'm chopping off your head the same way the lettuce grow. Lord told us to let it go. Nothing really matters at funerals or masses. Only time that we gather, other than when we battle. Looking for beef like cattle, she ride me without a saddle. I'm drowning without a paddle. When the text could ignite a battle, and the night can get abandoned. How I hit your chick and all the bitches bragging. Yeah, we different cause you bitches RuPaul when you dragging, fagging. They don't trust me, I'm a loose cannon, Bruce Banner. I couldn't pick a flaw with 2 cameras. Brought new hammers for loose banter. You questioned and the truth answered. Bars deadly as a new cancer. Exposed the rappers like a new dancer.
They used to tell me, boy, you need to hit the block, yeah. They used to tell me that I never reach the top, yeah. They used to tell me I should give it all I got, yeah. They used to tell me they was real, but really not, yeah. They used to tell me that I need to hit the block, yeah. They used to tell me that I never reach the top, yeah. They used to tell me I should give it all I got, yeah. They used to tell me they was real, but really not, yeah.
I'm a star child, lyrics are art style. All I do is beat the track up, martial art style. Who art thou? Feeling like I'm Shakespeare, sitting in these dark clouds, but my vision stay clear. I take fear and turn it to my gasoline. They feel the dry doubt if they ever passing me. Pass the weed, your boy blows ass the trees. I'm feeling the love, I always pass the king. You can keep the torch, just pass the rings. Bars heavy in my death, even the casket leans. Rich and famous is the classic dream, but when your squad missing shots, what could you ask the team? I just tell them pass to me. I splash flash the 3. I done wrote more scriptures than a pastor reads. Nicknamed Dirt Dastardly, a catastrophe with a mastery of acting bastardly, to the point that my mama don't ask for me. Get serious, use a laugh at me. Why mostly whack rappers chasing after me? Who the best? I'ma check like they cashing me. Don't hate, just watch the time and I get lost in rhyming. Fuck with me and get popped like you lost your hymen. Dark days are the cost for shining. I spilled the tea and raised the cost in China. Architect called me Baltimore's lost designer. How much for your soul? Guess it cost designer. I felt like Malcolm when he lost Elijah. I'm the truth, you a falsifier. The results get dire. The scene turned into a forest fire. I get more inspired to soar into the orbit higher till I'm worn and tired or aspired.
Shout out to my man Greedy, and shout out to the album, The Process. After the podcast and all that, I'm gonna play it for them, and shout out to everybody that listened to the song that I previewed on the podcast before I sleep. You feel me? Another classic, but I'm about to agree. Hand it over to KLM. He about to get do his thing, and he got a couple stuff for Sammy, and y'all gonna hear from Sammy. You feel me? And yeah, me and Sammy got a couple records out there. We got a couple records out there, but Sammy also gonna help me and do his take for me for the album. And yeah, man, that jump 98% done. So with everything we gotta do as far as tightening it up and stuff like that, we'll be right. But now we about to get into our free flow conversation as we end out the show. I love all y'all that's continue supporting. Shout out to Cullen Price. You feel me? Harry Hemp Inc. CBD. You feel me? My speech impediment, you feel me, fire is obey, but if I get it incorrect, forgive me. But I always give y'all the links for Cullen Price. We all love the CBD. It was definitely lovely for us, and it's definitely beneficial. And everybody that support the podcast, I love all y'all. And shout out to my Brody. Shout out to my Brody. You feel me? Quentin. It was his birthday. And yeah. Now it's time for the show. Start it off, bro. Let's go, man. Sammy, keep being honest, bro. Do your thing, KLM.
Alright. I feel like you can't really, a lot of people, religion don't change, but when it do, it's usually changed off the media or what they see other people doing, like people going from Christian to atheist and other stuff. Like the media puts it on them like this is bad to be a Christian because of this. So that's what I think is the.
So, but wouldn't that be a form of what Christianity did? Already did. That's why I be like, people, whatever you feel is right, you do. So, like, if you want to be an atheist, but I'm like, it's all what you want to do. Don't be influenced by what other people think. Like, sit here and have a conversation with yourself and figure out what you believe in. Because the problem is, too many of us are born into a religion. So, we automatically, from a young age, is shown that this is the right thing to do. Any outside forces is perceived as wrong. They're going to hell, or whatever the equivalent of hell is.
You're right, but even a lot of people that believe in Christianity, they don't really do a lot of stuff, but they still claim Christianity. So, but I respect everybody for what they is. I don't really care about it like that.
Yeah,
it's not a main focus for me.
Because I remember on the podcast before that, me and Adrian, and remember I was talking about how Christianity really pretty much made us hate gay people or any person, like gay people, transgender and stuff like that. I think that's why a lot of people is targeting Christianity, because Christianity is deceitful to its core at some basis. I think it could do a lot of good, but at the same time, it continuously do shady shit in the background.
And what Carolyn was referring to on the podcast, just to be clear, and that's to keep people up to date who are new supporters, he was saying how basically it made us homophobic to the point where you didn't like gay people because it teach you, and a lot of pastors taught us that being gay is basically almost damn near the closest thing to the devil and stuff like that. So that was where, you know, that came from. You feel what I'm saying? KLM, continue, you know what I'm saying? Continue, bro. It's just some good stuff right now, bro.
I think at some point, like Christian figures and heads has to start talking to the people. Like, confront your secrets, put your secrets out there, then let people decide what they're going to do. Because Christianity has kept so much shit in the dark that we're just now figuring out about for centuries. How they keep secrets for decades that people don't even know about. And when a lot of people is like, nah, we can't rock with Christianity, is because those secrets is getting pulled out instead of them being open. Like, if you want to be forgive, why are you keeping secrets? Well, isn't that actually harming your religion in the long run? Isn't that actually what your religion has vowed not to do? You're actively hurting the community that you vowed to protect and guide to the light.
You're right.
But like, I'm just like, hey, you believe in what you want to believe in. I believe a lot of people should do research, a lot more research into the religion that they decide to do.
Before I answer that, I'm gonna get you to repeat the question. And Sammy, did you understand the question? Okay, so basically re-ask the question. I'm gonna answer it first, then I'm gonna give it microphone back to Sammy, because I want people. Basically what you just said. What do you mean by the secret thing? About the secret?
So like the Pope, for example, that's been going on for fucking decades, son. Like,
but black people really don't. Look, black people know about the Pope, but black people don't really put the Pope on no high pedestal.
But still, that's still a figurehead of Christianity, regardless, son.
Yeah, but it's like Catholic.
But still, that's still even Christian. If you want to go that route, Christianity has been sexually touching boys for years, like to the point where we make fucking jokes about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody that make jokes about it, but
Family Guy, American.
That's not
Dad.
black. That's not black.
But I'm saying in general, if we want to go to that school.
Oh yeah, of course. We know in the hood, that's definitely a thing where the pastor not only have sex with the mom, but have sex with the boy and the girl.
Yeah, like the shit is crazy, huh?
In fact, I'm just trying to get down to the point, because I just want people that's following and listen to the podcast just to have, clarification, because people are going to ask as well. They're going to be like, what do you mean by the secrets? Everybody hides secrets. The government hides secrets. All religions got secrets. Nobody's going to find everything you need to know.
But that's the thing. If you're doing Christianity, it even says that you should not have secrets. You should not be keeping shit that's harming the community, that you're trying to save.
Yeah, but it also says that, you feel me, people got in trouble for trying to know everything. It said that in the Bible.
It says.
So I understand what you mean. It's a lot of different things intertwined. I'm just trying to I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with you. I'm just trying to get the full picture out there so Sammy can answer it direct. And for the people out there that's listening to the podcast, like, okay, what is he trying to fully say? Because it's going to be a lot of Christians that might be on your ass. You feel me?
I think, first of all,
but a lot of people are going to agree with you because they agree with your perspectives. But I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm about to say something. First of all, do more research. You just follow what the preacher tells you most of the time. So, of course, you're going to be like, oh, this is an atheist, blah, blah, blah. Even though I'm not an atheist, I'm still a spiritualistic person. I just don't have a terminology for what I am. I'm spiritual, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if there's a God or not. I feel forces, just like gravity, but it's not the same. It's hard to explain, actually. But I think also people are brought up to raise in Christianity, point blank. So they're going to stick with what they know. That went into what I said earlier. Like, I feel as though you should do more research. And look, because you're like, oh, we do food drives and stuff like that, but then you got your pastors touching boys and shit.
Okay, so about the pastors, they wouldn't obviously be considered as Christians. They broke their Christian spirit because they're touching boys, so that doesn't really consider them as a spiritual Christian person.
But don't they still represent the Christian head base? Shouldn't they be decapitated like a snake if that was the case? Or we should forgive them and keep their positions as leaders while they continue to extort the community so they can buy fancy cars and shit. I mean, I'm not speaking for every pastor, but if we really went to Google, I bet you we could find like at least 100 off the bat. And that's just small time dealings. Not even like.
So in my opinion, I would say the pastors, that they should like definitely face some punishment. But I know the Bible said that you should forgive and forget. But like, I don't think that's something that you can forgive and forget.
Yeah. That's why I'm just saying, people should more focus on their shit. People should focus on their shit a lot more.
But you can't just blame that on Christianity. That's just one person is doing. It's not based on a religion. That's their personal thing. It has nothing to do with what they represent.
Yeah, but at the same time, they still be in positions of leaders. Like, people just move on, or they get punished, then another one takes their place because the other guy before them was doing this for decades. Then the corruption is so spread throughout Christianity and all of that. Like, I'm not denying the fact that there's corruption in other religions. Not even religions itself, but countries and other stuff like that. But we point to Christianity because that's in our backyard.
True.
So, for you being a Christian, how do you feel about that? Like, would you say you're a Christian to this extent?
I would say I'm just a Christian.
Okay.
I don't have like believe in all the old things, but like I believe in some stuff the Bible say, like the sins, like you shouldn't do kill and stuff like that. But some stuff you can't believe. Like,
yeah, but I agree with you. I actually agree with you. Like, to me, since we was brought up and raised to believe in Christians, for a while I seen anything but Christianity as evil. Then, because that was just instilled to us as kids, right or wrong.
That was like a leading point for it. It's like what controlled our life the most.
That's why I'm like, we definitely need to come to a point of understanding and doing more research and looking more into our leaders, our figures. That comes from any basis, not even just talking about religion. Because at the end of the day, who are you getting to represent you and your community, you and your family? That's also a reflection on yourself.
But I feel like the religion was a good part in our life. Like, it taught us what was the right or wrong and like what we should do and some stuff that's not good for ourselves.
But
like what?
I also feel like they also used it to manipulate us, to control us. Like, for example, just following behind the pastor, not talking out of line. He's Jesus' right hand man.
What do you mean by that?
Like, for example,
following behind him.
Yeah, like for a lot of examples, like early Christianity wouldn't even allow regular people to own Bibles because a lot of people couldn't read anyway. But the preachers used that as an example to extort more money out of them, to dumb them down, to have sex with people's wives and other shit. And even to this day, we see the infection of these preachers and people in high power and religion using and corrupting their power.
In today's society, I feel like the pastor is not that has as much control as he did in the past. I feel like you really don't need a pastor to be a good Christian and follow behind gospel or whatever Christianity. The pastor is just there to be there. You don't need to learn from him to teach him the same lesson that you can get your own self.
But some people be like, you need a church. You need to have a church home. And I'm just like, you do what you want to do. Like, at the end of the day, it's your beliefs. But for me, if I was a Christian, I would have to clarify I'm some type of subcategory of Christian, because I know I don't like going to church. I don't like somebody just lecturing me for hours on end about something that I can read and figure out for myself.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I'm like, okay, I'm fine with if I go to hell, to be honest with you, because I can see that I truly lived my life on my terms.
But since you said you don't really believe in God and that, how do you know hell exists?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I don't know at the end of the day. I just hate the core foundation of Christianity and religions like that.
So what do you believe will happen when you die?
I honestly don't know.
What do you want to believe?
What do I want to believe? That we all can find an understanding and peace and love.
Okay.
But it's too many possibilities out there.
And you got a feeling that this is based on all your thoughts of Christianity, the way you was raised.
I think it's a form. It started off to that basis, but then after I went to that military school and other stuff like that, to actually go out and experience people's customs, beliefs, and the other stuff, it gave me a more grasp on the world. Because people are like, if you're not Christian, you're automatically going to hell. But you got people in Africa that has a totally different, people in Russia has a totally different belief. People in Jamaica got a totally different belief. And yeah, Christianity spread to pretty much every part of the world. But Christianity, like I said before, is the number one religion in the United States. Christianity can censor pretty much any type of show or anything like that. What Christianity says, go. That's why people was fighting so hard for the video game industry, because they was like, oh, it's the sign of the devil. The same thing with rock. Christianity loves keeping other things that they believe go against their morals and their beliefs. And that's why you see a lot of Christians that's scared of Muslims.
That's true. It's not just Christianity. That's based on everything. White people with black people, this and that. It's basically the same thing. It's the opposite of them that you don't like. But you should, you should be open to everyone. But Christianity is making that it's the only one.
That's why open.
But it's not just that it's the open. God didn't say that you should only believe in Christianity, because he said you should love thy neighbor. It didn't say you have to be a Christian that loved them. The people that was on earth said that you should believe in Christianity. He didn't say that. He said you should love people.
Yeah, but most pastors, going back to the pastors, cut that type of stuff out. Like, we still hear today where Christian pastors are going in and fucking with people, talking shit about the gay community. Then we do a episode on that.
Yeah.
Like, shit crazy.
Yeah, we definitely did our episode on that as we close on the podcast. And yo, this is a very good podcast, bro. And I wish we can extend the time. It's up to y'all. Do y'all want to extend the time, or that's a yeah, because we got like a couple of minutes at this point. But I actually can edit it and extend the time if y'all want to continue your conversation just a little longer. People will appreciate it, because conversation like this is much needed. And y'all know y'all hear my voice all the time, and just to hear a perspective from Sammy is definitely important to this. So, and he's, you know, like I say, he's the youth on the podcast, and y'all never really get to hear his perspective like that. And they both answered some good questions back and forth, and I'm just learning from both sides, and I understand. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna extend it and put a little bit more time in, and we're gonna keep listening up.
Speaking about gay people, if you look into it a lot of gay people still believe in God.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, wouldn't you have subcategories to Christianity? Because I'm not saying all churches denounce gay people. I'm just saying an overall effect of Christianity towards gay people is hostile. Or they were like, oh, okay, they're gay, so what? But we don't believe in them getting married. We don't believe in them having their same rights. Or to some extent, they're like, okay, let them do them, and we do us. I respect the opinion of let them do them, and we do us, and coexist. But you can't just separate people into categories. Like, this is not a fantasy where you have a district for black people, you have a district for Latinos and Mexicans, and you have a district for white people and stuff like that, because we see the effects what that had with the JFK era, where drugs was flooding in, and the effect that it had on low incomes people or minorities. And that's why a lot of people are scared at the fact that more and more black people are moving in these urban neighborhoods, and now they're trying to switch it up, especially if you see in Baltimore where they're shutting down shit, and having where they're cleaning up the area a little bit, pushing people out, rent is going up, so these white people can come in. Because in Baltimore, if you live close to downtown, you pretty much in the heart of Baltimore. At that point, you can get everything that you need. They trying to push that shit out bad. That's why you see a lot of houses closing out, boxed up. And it's like, if you keep on pushing that point, how are you going to have mix? Like, yeah, some black people are still going to live there, but it's just a change and shift. So now we're living in the woods where they was at while they move into the city. I feel like it should be a mixture of shit. What you think about that?
I believe it is, actually. If you look, you see a lot of black people, but it's also a lot of white and Mexican people in Baltimore. Like, they go to the same schools we go to. They do everything the same place that we go to. They might not admit that they just like us, but like, they stay in the same spot and do everything basically the same.
And would you say that had a big influence on our community to them? Should they pay some type of homage to our community? Because for real, a lot of communities borrow a lot of our culture. I'm even just talking about our American slang, our American music, our jazz and rap, hip hop, our whole entire industries that we built from the ground up. Or do you think as though we should let them do their thing because ultimately they're trying to have the American dream?
I don't think they should pay homage because they just doing what they feel is the best for them. Listen to our music, they just enjoy it. Doing what we do, they enjoy it. That's just what they want to do, and they just feel that's best, what suits them best. So
do you believe like people should be able to say the N-word? That's not in our culture, because they do that in songs. Like, nowadays people are getting bucked in different communities and being like, since we was raised here, we can say nigga.
Okay, see, this, I can talk about this. Going into it, I think it doesn't really bother me when somebody else say nigga that's not a part of our black. But if they talking directly to us and calling like a black person a nigga or nigger, then it might like really affect it more. But nigga, it doesn't really bother me, and I think I won't say it should be accepted, but I don't think it should be a major threat that should really cause somebody to try to kill him or something.
That shit, I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit pissed me off, son. Because it's like, yeah, you have the same effect of this to some extent, but you're not getting pulled over and shot, you're not being treated as subclass as we are, and just coming over and being like, okay, we're going to take your resources because we see you as unthankful, just because we're trying to have the rights of everybody else. Then you're sitting up here stealing the resources, the only resources that we have at the moment, and just being like, okay, fuck that community. And to some extent, I have a problem with, like, for me personally, I'm the type of person, if I do ever have a lot of money and stuff like that, I'm giving back to the community that helped me out. That's just me personally, but I have a lot of people, a lot of people that's just like, okay, I'm going to take the resources that I have here, and if I make it big on chats or anything, I'm just going to pretty much be like, fuck the community. And that's why a lot of people have problems with some type of rap music, because it's like, you're still talking about the city, but what are you doing to give back?
Word. And I appreciate Sam. Huge round of applause real quick for KLM and Sammy. Thank you, man, for being on the podcast again. And I love every time that you're on the podcast. We didn't even get a chance to talk about sports. And trust me, y'all, everybody be like, yo, you need to keep bringing sports back on the podcast. We do want to be talking about sports, but it don't be, sometimes, of course, you know, the clips is playing, but it really be organic thoughts that just, you know, reoccur all the time. And to everything Caitlin was saying about the church and everything like that, it's good pastors and there's bad pastors out there. You feel what I'm saying? And all we're saying is, for the separation thing, yes, they are running us out and they want all of the stuff back as far as the inner cities, because it has the buses and everything running. We just had a conversation about a lot of inner city schools. The schools that we complain about, they slowly are getting fixed, and we think by then everybody will be moved all the way to the county and they'll have the good schools, you know, with the touchscreen technology and stuff like that. And also, a lot of people said it's a lot of beautiful interracial relationships, and we have a lot of beautiful people that came from that, you know, beige or biracial, whatever is the proper terminology, people come. But, you know, regardless, everybody should just love your religion. Don't hate nobody based on their sexual preference or their religion. It's not worth the killing. The word, as far as the N-word, every generation has their opinion, bro. Because we went from getting called colored, black folk, to different stuff. Negro, and some people said getting called colored might be worse than getting called nigga. You have different terminologies, but a lot of people let a lot of stuff slide. I'm like with Sam, you feel me? But I'm also like with KLM. Just to hear, it's like, yo, a lot of people that's my homie that's not black, they don't really care about saying the word like that. So it's like, it's weird when other people like, yo, yeah, chill, he don't mean nothing by it, he just cool. I don't never be around people who that are non-black and they're like, yeah, I just want to say the word. You feel me? So it's different. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on that, bro. It's just like, depending on what people group says, but everybody doesn't have the same universal laws. So just be cautious when you out here saying that word, or niggas might trash you. And also, shout out to everybody that support the podcast. Shout out to my man Quentin. You feel me? Shout out to my man Luis. Shout out to KLM. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to everybody that's down for the podcast. You feel me? Bless you there. KLM, you got any shout outs, you can do your thing. Shout out to my man Emilio.
Shout out to Sick Boy Memo.
Shout out to Melford, he's not on this podcast, he's in the weather on this Friday. Shout out to everybody, the Rick and Morty fans, if they're still gonna be left, because South Park is taking over everything. Rest in peace, John Witherspoon. I told y'all once again, the Boondocks is gonna play out. I think the grandfathers are gonna die. Hugh and Riley's gonna get into that crazy money, and Riley is gonna spend his money on all hood stuff, and Huey's gonna form a militia, and that's what I think is gonna happen. But we'll see. And it's on HBO. I wonder what the rules is on HBO. And I wasn't feeling HBO because they gonna air that Michael Jackson fake documentary with his allegations just because it's Oprah, because niggas think Oprah's law in the hood. But we're gonna talk about more of these things, man. Yes, I still don't like Burnie Sanders, and if you're a Democrat, just make sure the terms are correct. Just don't vote Democrat. That's because, but that's stupid for me to say that, because if you're a Democrat, you're gonna vote Democrat. Because, and we are independent as far as me, KLM, and Melford, and I don't know what Sammy is, but yeah. What are you? You have a political party? Oh, okay. Sam's a Democrat. So, and we're not against Democrat or Republicans or anybody that's independent who think differently, you know? And independent basically means you're open to listen to whatever side makes sense for the people. For the people that's booked for the immigrations, we pray for y'all every night. KLM told me the number today with the black queens that's kidnapped, and that's one of my prayers, and I always say that publicly. Even when I pray over my food, I still have like normal prayers. I don't know, this is how I pray. I still pray when I'm eating and stuff like that. I say all my prayers. But yeah, man, the music's on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all over there, man. Shout out to everybody supporting. The album is there. I'm gonna let Sammy hear it, and we about to get fill in the punches for the album and complete it even more. And I just gotta wrap it up as far as the edit, get it mastered, and then that joint should be out January 2020, Clear Vision. And shout out to the Outcasts, you feel me, and the Neptunes for getting into the Hall of Fame for songwriting. As y'all know, the Outcasts is my favorite group of all time, you feel me? I feel like that's the best hip-hop group of all time. But that's hidden there. The album R.A.I.N, Reveling Approved Information Now is out. Podcast every Friday. I love y'all.